Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Fiscal Talk. I'm really excited for today's episode because I have my dear colleague Tara Nedeljkovic, our legal expert, with us here today, and she will help us explore the most important questions about new fiscalization in Serbia. So I will be asking Tara questions, actually, the most frequent one we get from our clients, and she will help us with these topics. Tara, thanks again for being with us today.
Thank you, Theodora. Thank you. It's nice to be here again, and I'm eager to talk about new and important questions in Serbia.
Absolutely. You hear me well. I think I hear you well also. It's important to establish all of these technical issues before we start so everybody can hear us well. So, the first question I have one of the most frequent questions we get from our clients is how are the reports going to be done in Serbia? Are set reports and end of the day book obligatory in the new system?
Thank you, Theodora. So, according to the new fiscal regulation, there is no obligation for the taxpayers to make or to keep any reports in their business premises or their stores. Therefore, that report, which is one of the most frequent in Europe altogether, and as well as end-of-day report and X reports, they are not required in the new fiscalization system. And we need to mention that those set reports, which consist and which are in the EOD book, the book of end of day, they're kept there. You don't have to have either the book or the set reports. And when we answer this question to our clients, the next question usually comes to us is how then will the taxpayer be able to have all the relevant information and data in his business premises for his business needs in case of on-site audits or in case of some type of irregularities. So according to the tax authorities, the solution to this question is that any taxpayer who is registered at the tax authorities portal will be able to access the relevant segment of the fiscalization management system, which is placed on the tax authorities portal. And there he will be able to view and download all types of data using different parameters. And this novelty in the new system is quite useful for all the taxpayers in case they need those reports for their internal purposes and their day-to-day business needs.
Right. Thanks a lot, Tara. The next question I have is in terms of new fiscalization system, what is considered to be a business premise and business space?
Thank you, Theodora. This is also one of the most frequent questions from our clients on the workshops and after them and in working with them from day to day. So business premises and business spaces in Serbia are closed or open spaces, but they are also each self-paying device, meaning vending machines primarily, as well as any mobile places. That could be different vehicles, vessels, and so on. That serve to perform activities, including parts of them or one or more of them, as well as premises that the taxpayer uses for the purpose of performing his business activities only on occasion and just temporarily. For example, a moving festival or a temporary festival such as Exit would be considered as a mobile place. That would be that type. But also maybe a van or a truck, for instance, can be considered a mobile type. What we need to mention as well is that if there are several taxpayers that perform activities within the same business premise, then each of them needs to report his business premise separately. They cannot work under a single business premise if in one space, in one environment, there are more taxpayers working.
Great. Thank you. Very useful information for all of our audience, Tara. And I have the last question for today's episode, and that is, can a taxpayer continue to work and sell in his store even if there is an internet connection interruption?
Mhm. This is really important question and frequently asked. So in case of internet malfunction or interruption, sales can be continued in the store only if the taxpayer is working with the local processor of the fiscal receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, the tax authorities in Serbia have defined that it is mandatory, according to the new law, for every taxpayer to have at least one local processor of the fiscal receipts in every store. And this rule applies to actually most of the store types. To be precise, every store needs to have to be equipped with at least one local processor of the fiscal receipts, except when we're talking about the online stores and e-commerce, because the online stores in Serbia can use, and they're actually using the virtual processor of the fiscal receipts in their day-to-day basis, and that processor is located at the tax authorities' server. Therefore, in case that the tax authorities are not accessible at the moment because of the interruption of internet connection, then a receipt can be printed only in case of the presence of the local processor of the fiscal receipts with the corresponding secure element. And in case you are working only in e-commerce and doing online sales, you cannot continue doing the sale unless you connect to the internet again.
Right. Thanks, Tara. I know this was really one of the burning questions, when deciding architectural approach, etc. So thanks again for answering this one and the rest. I'm really looking forward to working with you again in our next episode to clarify more important questions about new fiscalization in Serbia. So thanks again for being with me here today, and I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Thank you, Teodora. Thanks for inviting me again, and it was my pleasure to help out.
Absolutely. I want to tell our audience as well that if they have any other questions they want answered, please feel free to write a comment below and let us know what is your question so we can answer it and help you have your fiscalization process excellent. Thanks again, everyone, and we will see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.